Hello, speakers. I'm so grateful that you joined us today. Please, I love a lot of participation in the chat bar. Feel free to comment or ask questions along the way, and I'll do my very best to answer in real time. How's that? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. You can announce yourself now in the chat bar, please. Just type in your name and where you're calling from. And just FYI, there is an 8-second delay, so I haven't seen anything in the chat bar yet, but I know we have some speakers online. I am so grateful that you're here because I know you have an important message to share. That's why most of us become speakers, is because we really have a message to share. And we all start out in different ways, doing different things, talking about our area of expertise, our unique message that no one else, and think about this, no one else has experienced life exactly the way you have, which makes this so much more interesting. So my mission today is to show you a better way to present, a better way to run your speaking business so that you can earn thousands every time you speak. So speaking of money, let's start with our first poll. What is, and I'm going to set this up in the chat bar, okay, what is your financial goal for speaking? And just all you have to do is click one of the buttons, and whether you're just looking to supplement your income or whether you're, whoops, there we go. Okay, whether you're looking to supplement your regular income or whether you really want to achieve financial freedom through speaking. And there are no wrong answers on any of these polls because we're speakers, right? And a lot of people are industry experts who simply want to go out and promote their business or maybe launch a book or do something to feel fulfilled about sharing their message, help others. We'll get into all of that. Okay. So imagine earning $5,000, $10,000, or even $25,000 for a 1-hour presentation. This is so exciting. I mean, there's nothing else that pays like this. I've booked speakers through the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau for more than $30,000 for basically like a 45, 50-minute presentation. They're usually 50 minutes with the little Q&A afterwards. So that's just awesome. Now, real quick, the Insider Secrets course is not for you if you don't aspire to share your message with the world. Maybe you have a local message, something about your community. That's fine. Like I said, there are no wrong answers to any of this in the entire webinar, okay? Maybe you like speaking at local organizations and associations. Maybe you don't care to leverage your passion, your experience, or your message to earn an incredible income and lifestyle, or you're happy speaking for free. It's a fun hobby for you. And believe me, there are enough industry experts or people who just want to be able to talk about their business, and that's fine. But I made this program for you if you have an important message to share, you really want to distinguish yourself from the crowded field of general speakers, and I'm going to share with you the 3 different kinds of speakers, which is just such a game changer once you know that. How to become the leading expert in your field. If you want to earn thousands every time you speak and have high recurring income, if you're supplementing your regular income, you might only want to speak once a month or once a quarter. That's fine. I can help you make more of that. So you want to influence and help others, and you want to discover how the speaking industry really works because it's not what you think. And you're ready to start getting paid to speak. Does that sound good? If so, just type yes in the chat bar. Nobody's weighed in yet. I think I have some ghost attendees. I know you're there. Don't be shy. Okay, I love this slide because think about it. Nobody would try to fly an airplane without first taking flying lessons, right? You would get in that cockpit and you'd say, where's the on switch? Or maybe, where's the takeoff button? And yet, we become authors and speakers basically quite unarmed to understand that it's a business, it's an industry. And I really think that's because we speak and we write from the time we're toddlers. We learn how to write our name with those big pencils that look like a horse's leg on big paper with big lines. We start writing, and by the time we graduate school, we are more proficient at writing effectively. And we all talk every day, most of us anyway. And so I think we go, oh, I have a message to share. I think I'm going to write a book. And then I'm going to tell people about it. I'm going to speak. And the challenge is you have to see this as an industry, and it's hard to succeed until you do and you understand how the industry works. That's why I created Insider Secrets. So over the next hour, I'm going to show you how the speaking industry really works. And I'm going to share some of the biggest mistakes, just the top few biggest mistakes most speakers make. It'll probably make you feel better to know everybody makes them. Why most speaker training fails. It does. As president of the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau, trust me, I hear from speakers all the time about how they've been struggling. And then there are 3 different types of speakers, which I think that in itself it's going to blow your mind when you hear the 3 different types of speakers. You're going to know what every speaker should know before struggling one more day. And I'm going to share insider secrets to earning 6 figures as a speaker and how you can make more money in one day than you ever thought possible. Does that sound great? Feel free to chime in. We have a sleepy chat bar today. I hope everybody can see it. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to set your speaking career on fire, and I'm going to explain what that means too. That's like, just make yourself so attractive, meeting planners are going to find you. You're about to discover incredible secrets and insights about the speaking industry that took me nearly 10 years and almost $250,000 to learn. All right, and stay tuned because I have an incredible offer for you at the end of this program. It's a mind-blowing opportunity for just a few speakers. You could be one of them. I hope you'll stay with us, Jennifer, and try that reconnect and see if that helps you. Okay, Insider Secrets tip number 1. Whenever you're speaking, you have to establish your credibility. Now, this really seems like a no-brainer, right? And this is why whoever brings you in to speak will read your introduction, so the audience will be impressed knowing who you are and why they should listen to you, why they should maybe buy your book or your program, hire you as a coach. So indulge me for just a minute. I'm going to do that so you understand why I did this and who I am, why I can help you. In 2006, I founded the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau in the convention capital of North America. If you haven't been on the site yet, check it out at LV, like Las Vegas, C for convention, SB for Speakers Bureau, lvcsb.com. Here we are in Las Vegas, where I've lived for more than 40 years, and we have more than 11 million square feet of meeting space. So when I became an author and a speaker, I thought, hey, why not open a speakers bureau? Look at all this meeting space. They need speakers for these, right? So I created the Speakers Bureau. And I am so thrilled that I did, because every day I get to book speakers and experts that I used to only see on TV or read their books. You can see Captain Jim Lovell from Apollo 13, Jack Canfield, Les Brown, Marcy Shimoff, Brian Tracy. It is a joy. And I regularly book speakers for keynote presentations and breakout sessions. And I put that little box up there because I remember when I started, I really wanted to know the difference between a keynote presentation and a breakout session. And here's the deal. Keynote is when you are speaking to absolutely everybody at a meeting, a conference, or a convention. It could be 500 people. It could be 100 people. It could be 20,000 people. But everybody at the event is in one room listening to the keynote speaker. Now, breakout sessions, say there's 500 people at a conference, which is pretty average. And so now they break out into 10 different rooms of 50 people each, and the speaker speaks to this smaller group. That's called a breakout session. Now, if you get booked as a keynote speaker for an event, it's always nice if you offer, hey, would you like me to do a breakout session for your VIPs or for a special group of people? Meeting planners will love you going the extra mile to help them out with a breakout session, okay? This is my body of work as an author and a speaker. My first book was The Art of the Business Lunch, Building Relationships Between 12 and 2. It's actually a sales book on how to build, better business relationships to increase your sales. And yet, because of the title, I get asked to speak on networking and I get asked to speak on etiquette, which is hilarious. So I actually had to go out and study etiquette so I could speak on etiquette. I knew business etiquette, and so I trained myself because I didn't want to say no to a paid gig, right? Then I contributed to the Power of Mentorship series anthologies, and I published the Power of the Platform anthologies through the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau. Those feature Jack Canfield and Brian Tracy and Les Brown, who were awesome to contribute to that. I'm a contributor to Chicken Soup for the Wine Lover's Soul, perfect tie-in for the business lunch, because everybody wants to know if it's okay to drink alcohol while out with clients. And then I've done some movies, but the reason why I really want to show you this is look at these media outlets that have interviewed me, because I wrote a book and I defined myself as an expert. You can do this too with your expertise, no matter what subject you're speaking on. Then I produced 2 movies. You can see they're award-winning. I was able to recruit these amazing thought leaders to be in the movies. They trust me with their reputation, so I want you to feel good about being here with me today, because that means you can too. The other experts who contributed to the movie with their segments gained success by association, which is marketing gold, because now they're in a movie with these amazing stars and thought leaders. So that's enough about me. I hope you can understand that I'm here. I know a lot about the industry, about publishing and speaking. And as I started out saying, speaking is one of the highest paid professions today. There I am speaking at Meeting Professionals International in Edmonton. I've spoken to many, many groups of MPI members. And this is golden, because I stopped going to speaker events with other speakers because I felt there was more value in speaking in front of meeting planners, and they're always looking for speakers. And this is a room full of people who can book speakers. So you definitely want to take advantage of presenting in front of meeting professionals. You can get a check like this, $5,000, $10,000. The better you get, the more you understand how the business works. This is possible. This is very doable for you. The truth, unfortunately, that I have found running the Bureau is that often, in spite of standing ovations and accolades, most speakers don't earn enough money to put gas in their car to get home. That's why I think in the beginning, when I asked you about the poll, do you want to just supplement your income or earn financial independence as a speaker? This is so significant. If you want to just speak, it's possible to do it. But most speakers speak much, Robin. Most speakers struggle because they never discover how to monetize their speaking careers. This took me probably 4 or 5 years of speaking before I discovered all of this, which I'm about to share with you right now. Let's look at some of the professional speaker mistakes and misconceptions. Most speakers make every mistake in the book. Even I did in the beginning. I didn't wake up understanding everything, how it works. So I spent a whole ton of money, tens of thousands of dollars, doing things the wrong way, trying to get my fee up. And there's an easier way. So let's look at the big mistakes. Most speakers don't understand how the speaking industry works. They rely on fee-based gigs, and I'll go into that in a minute. They create and try to sell the wrong products for the wrong reasons instead of starting with the end in mind. And they don't understand how really easy it is to stop speaking for free and start getting paid to speak. It really is easy. And you'll hear me say a couple times today that this is easy, you can do it, because it is easy and you can do it. Success as a speaker isn't just about being a great presenter. It's about understanding how the business works, the speaking industry, and of course, being a great presenter gets people to want you back, okay? Now, I uncovered some really serious problems in the course of running the Bureau. Most speaker training programs fail to address how the speaking industry actually works. You can have a dynamite program, but you're still going to struggle to make ends meet. And it's funny, one of my friends who's a speaker who had been speaking for 10 years when I started, we used to talk about it, like, how do we get that one keynote that's going to light our fire and set us on fire? And, we were in the same boat. We had the most amazing programs and the great information, and we were still struggling. Plus, speaking is a very crowded field. Industry experts are often willing to speak for free. I just did a proposal for, they wanted 4 speakers to do 6 segments. And I went to their website to learn more about the organization, and they had a call for presenters on there. Now, being a speakers bureau, providing speakers for them, it got my attention. Well, are they working with me or are they going on their own? But I realized what they're looking for are industry experts. I think it was a banking group. And they're looking for people to talk about that, regulations and things like that. So industry experts, they either speak for free or they get into the event for free and they save themselves $1,200 as an attendance fee, or admission to the conference. Plus, there are so many speakers speaking on the very same topic. In fact, if somebody wants someone to speak on the art of the business lunch, how to break bread and build business and increase sales, I'm their girl. I'm it. But as I said, I also speak on networking. And let me tell you, I think there are 3,000 or 4,000 networking speakers in the US alone. So that's a very crowded field. So I know what it's like to try and stand out when you have a more common topic like leadership or sales or adversity. There are only so many topics. So you really want to find the way to set yourself on fire and stand out with your message so that you can achieve financial freedom, or at least have enough speaking engagements so you understand how the industry works and you're going to make thousands every time you speak. Most speaker training isn't even about how to monetize your speaking career. I get these all the time. I'm sure you do too if you're a member of any of the speaker organizations or groups. At a typical speaker training event, you're going to have a program with about 6 people on it, maybe 10, maybe 20 experts on all kinds of things like how to create a product, how to position yourself, packaging, social media presence, how to do interviews, how to get booked for specific groups like colleges or women's groups. And then a host who will tie it all together to help you see the possibilities, all for about like 10 grand. It's ridiculous. And here's the bottom line. This type of training doesn't work. You will spend more money than the original $10,000 trying to figure out how to create the right products, how to do what color. I had a guy tell me the other day, he wanted to know what color to wear on stage, and he paid someone to teach him about color. And I do think that's important. It's a small aspect, but I was blown away that it was an expensive program to figure out, how to put yourself together on stage. And that's just one of those easier things and that I love to help speakers with. I've heard it all before. I hear from all these speakers who say they spent $2,500 to learn how to speak at women's groups or colleges or, all the various backgrounds. And they say, I didn't get anything from it. I took a course to learn how to do marketing, how to do social media, how to get publicity. And they came away from these expensive courses without really understanding what they paid for. They didn't feel like they got their value. So let's change gears a bit, and define financial freedom. It's having all the money you want and having the free time to enjoy it. So if you have an idea of what financial freedom would mean to you, go ahead and enter it in the chat bar. I have a poll, but we're going to skip that right now because here's the thing. Having one without the other is useless. If you have all the money you want, but no free time, well, you're a workaholic, right? You're smiling if that's you. And if you just have free time, but no money, well, that's just called being unemployed. So you're sitting on the sofa watching movies in the afternoon, right? You want to be able to have money and the free time to enjoy it. That is true financial freedom. When you can do that, speaking can take you there. If you understand how the business works, your dream can come true. You can achieve financial freedom as a speaker if you take the time to understand how the industry works, just like flying an airplane. And you'll discover the keys to achieving all you want. And that's what I'm here for, to really help you understand the industry and help you achieve financial freedom as a speaker. In my first movie, The Keeper of the Keys, Jack Canfield said, when your vocation feels like a vacation, you have arrived. When you are doing what you love, you never work another day in your life. And isn't that the truth? So let's go back now and look more closely at those top 3 mistakes. Number 1, you may remember, was not understanding how the speaking industry really works. Most speakers rely on fee-based speaking engagements. Now, a fee-based speaking engagement means someone else determines how much money you're going to make. Who would do that? Well, maybe like a speakers bureau whose basic attitude is don't call us, we'll call you. I hear from speakers all the time who want to be listed with the bureau. Here's the thing. I might get a client who calls me and says, we have a budget of $5,000 and we want this speaker. And that speaker they want is a $10,000 speaker. So I reach out to the speaker and I say, I have a client who wants to book you, but they only have a budget of $5,000. Are you willing to do that? Sometimes they are. I have the advantage of being in Las Vegas. Who doesn't want to come to Las Vegas? Fabulous Las Vegas. and get paid to do it, right? But the thing is, you're not getting your fee. You're not earning your $10,000 that you want. So you're really sacrificing, and you're relying on someone else to call you and say, here's my budget. We need a speaker. So again, and sometimes I call people and I go, listen, I have this client, their budget's only $2,500. And like I said, they may be a $5,000 or $7,500 or $10,000 or $15,000 speaker. I hate going to them with that, but I've got to service my clients too. So I'll see if I can't get them to do that. So basically, someone else is determining how much you're going to earn. There's a better way to have a speaking engagement. Okay. Now, you want to set yourself on fire. I always talk about that. But what I mean by it is be noticeable. You know, if something was burning, everybody stops and looks at what's burning. So you want to kind of, not literally, but you want to set yourself on fire so that bureaus and meeting planners can find you. Being listed with speakers bureaus, let me be very clear about this. Being listed with a speakers bureau is an integral part of your speaking platform. You want to be listed with as many speakers bureaus as possible. I remember when I started speaking, I couldn't get listed with a bureau because they were like, we can't list you unless you're already listed on other bureaus. It's a real catch-22. So I paid a speakers bureau about $750 a year just to be listed with them. They specialized in a particular type of speaker, and I paid them to be listed on their speakers bureau. First of all, it gives you great search engine optimization. It really helps when someone's looking up speakers of your topic and they'll find you on that speakers bureau. So there is value in it as opposed to doing your own thing, but it's also a great combination to be with a bureau. So this is, I searched Art of the Business Lunch Speaker, and there I am. My book is #1. These are all organic listings. This was Google page 1. Then there's my speaker website, robinj.com. Then there are a bunch of other listings, and they're all mine. And I actually every listing on page 1 was for me, and most of page 2. And then you see the very last listing there. What is that? The 6th organic listing is for the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau, which is very cool, I think, because I even set the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau on fire. So anybody looking for a speaker to fill those 11 million square feet of meeting space is going to find me. The first listing here, this is a little lesson on Google search, okay? The first listing is an ad. You see how it says ad right under, right here under Vegas Conventions calendar. You see the ad, and it's Vegas Means Business, which is the website for the LVCVA, not to be confused with the LVCSB. This is the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Most big cities that do any kind of attraction to the tourist industry have a CVA or a CVB, Convention and Visitors Bureau. Wherever you are, I suggest you reach out to your CVB or CVA and get listed if they have a directory of convention service providers. That's what I do, okay? So now you see the second organic listing right here is the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau. So my bureau is the first organic listing. This is what you want. You want to be listed with the Speakers Bureau. You want to be listed when someone's searching your name or your topic or what you do. This is how you dominate your topic, okay? The second organic listing, the third listing on the page, is my featured speakers page, which is fantastic. And then the last one here on this page is Vegas Means Business, which is the LVCVA's website, remember? And they're listing for the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau for my bureau, which is fantastic. So moving on, you want to make sure that if a planner has a budget, that they are going to find you to spend that budget with you, okay? So moving on. Oopsie. Mistake number 2. Speakers create and try to sell the wrong products for the wrong reasons, and you really need to start with the end in mind. Building a product to sell in the back of the room when you're speaking isn't important. It's mandatory. If you're going to earn thousands every time you speak. And the good news is that these can cost next to nothing to create, okay? You have to have a reason for creating your product. You need to create a product because there is a demand for it. and then share the reason why you created it. So if you're up on stage and you're speaking to a great room of people, whether it's 20 people or 500, you want to tell them, I created this product because I knew there was a need for it. Whatever it is you're selling, whether it's a program on leadership or how to overcome adversity, or whether you wrote a book and you want to sell your book in the back of the room, you have to share why you created it. I created this webinar because there was such demand from speakers wanting to be listed with the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau. And here are some real examples from my inbox. And just real quick, I get a lot of doctors who want to be listed. They love to speak. They're working most of the time, but they love to take off to go to a speaking engagement. And then you see sign them up, an official speaker. They speak on a broad range of subjects, which is bad. I want experts on one topic. And yes, it's good if you can speak on 3 or 4 subjects, but you want to dominate, and you can't dominate 4 topics. Okay, so decide the one that's closest, nearest, dearest to your heart. Focus on becoming that expert and dominating that topic. There are no applications. I cherry pick every speaker on my website. I know everybody who's on there, okay? And my favorite here, the last bullet point says, speaker is looking for more opportunities. They all are. All the speakers I hear from are looking for more opportunities. And on and on and on. I get probably 5 or 10 emails a week from speakers who want to be listed with the Speakers Bureau. I got 2 this week. I haven't even had time to answer them yet, which I will do hopefully later today or tomorrow. I will get back to you. But I really like to curate the speakers that I represent. I need great demo video. Can't even book anyone without demo video anymore. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit too. So to create an awesome product, you want to make it something people need, something people want, and something about which you know everything. Okay. Now, I think every speaker should have a book. Also, books are very good when you're negotiating your fee. If you did your book and you have some margins on them, and you can make money off of selling them, you can throw in a book for everybody in the meeting, or you could negotiate, like my books cost me $8 and I sell them for $15. My publisher priced them at $14.99 a book. So I don't have a lot of wiggle room, but on the anthologies I published, I paid about $1 a piece to do those. So I have a lot of leeway where I can have a client buy those for $10 a piece, or I can throw them in and add $20 a book added value when they book me. So if there are 200 people in a meeting and I give them 200 books, that's a $4,000 added value. So when they're paying my fee of $10,000, they're actually getting $14,000 value. Are you starting to see how this works and getting your wheels turning? Okay, this is how you make money, but you also want some really valuable products, okay? The best use of a book, is that I believe books won't typically make you rich, but they will help you to define yourself as an expert. Remember, I got all these big international media interviews as a result of launching the Art of the Business Lunch. It captivated everybody's attention. So I got to define myself as the business lunch expert. I trademarked the queen of the business lunch and so on. So the reason why I'm telling you this is not to talk about myself, but to use myself as an example to get your wheels turning so you can think about what it takes to really dominate your topic. To earn thousands every time you speak, use these 3 factors when creating a product. Base it on your unique experience and knowledge. Remember, nobody's walked in your shoes. There might be other people who have had similar lives, but they have not had your unique experience. Start with the end in mind. That is just such a game changer. You really want to start with the end in mind. What do you want to sell? What do you want to price it at? Make it something really valuable. This is so easy. I know you can do this. The greater the value, the more money you're going to make every time you speak. So that's what I want to help you with. Look at these speakers. They're so super successful. In case you don't know, that's Jack Canfield to my right, then Marcy Shimoff and John Gray. Jack Canfield created Chicken Soup for the Soul. Marcy Shimoff is the reason Chicken Soup for the Soul became a series. She did Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul and for the Mother's Soul, and off it went. And then John Gray wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and he has built an entire career and sold more books because he's a relationship expert. And this was on the red carpet at the premiere of my first movie. One of my clients just spent $15,000 to go spend 4 days with Jack in the Italian countryside in Tuscany. You can spend $25,000 to go spend a week with him at his house in Maui. These are the products that you want to strive for. And I can show you how to do that. I don't have time to do it in this webinar, but this is basically the keys to the kingdom, I think. Jeff Walker, who wrote a book called Launch, said, no matter what you want to learn, someone has spent a life studying it. Learn from them. And boy, isn't that, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, and there's no point in the same person making the same mistakes again and again. So here's number 3, big mistake. Most speakers speak for free. Why? Because they don't know how to stop speaking for free and become a highly paid speaker. And that's what I like helping speakers do, because I really got tired of hearing all these speakers who didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. And my light bulb went off last year, and I thought to myself, I have got to create a course that will really change the game and help speakers really discover how the industry works and what they need to do to monetize their speaking career. So to recap quickly, so far you've discovered that most speakers don't understand how the industry works, or they'd be making a ton of money. If you simply rely on bureaus to book you fee-paid gigs, you might just starve to death. Most speaker training won't show you how to monetize your speaking career. Insider secrets will. Financial freedom as a speaker can be yours if you take the time to understand how the industry really works. You need to have an awesome product or products. You have to create the products people want, and at a price that will help to define what you are worth. And there's a game-changing bonus opportunity coming up soon. So let me ask you this question. Are you where you think you should be at this point in your speaking career? Now, if you're just starting out, well, the answer is probably, yeah, I figured I'd be about here by now, right? But if you've been at this for 6 months or a year or 4 or 5 years and you're still struggling, ask yourself, are you ready to start earning what you think you're worth and not what someone else has determined, like a fee-based gig, like, hey, could you do this for $1,000, and live your dream of becoming a paid speaker? This is what to ask yourself. I really want to help you get your wheels turning about the potential that you have as you begin with this, okay? If you're ready to change your game, let's get into some more meat in this program. There are 3 types of speakers. I bet you didn't know that. Well, okay, I told you already on one of the earlier slides. Here they are: general, public, and paid. So now that you know there's 3 types of speakers, which type of speaker do you want to become? I hope you're shouting out loud, paid, Robin, I want to be a paid speaker. Okay, let's look at what the different types are. General speakers include the more than 18,000 speakers listed with the big bureaus, Washington Speakers Bureau, leading authorities, Kepler's, etc. They're talented, they teach, they entertain and motivate. It includes everyone in every Toastmasters in the world, which is tens of thousands of speakers, industry experts and specialists. And here's a little tip. I use the word specialist there because I want you to never use the word specialist. The reason is it contains the word Cialis in it. Cialis, if you don't know, is an erectile dysfunction drug, and it is the subject of many, many, many spam emails. So if you have specialist anywhere on your site or in your emails, you might get bounced. So you don't want to do that. In fact, the gentleman who told me this, Mitchell Davis at Expert Click, I'm like, how did you even learn that? He picked it up at a conference, but I had told him I was going to declare that I was a business relationship specialist. I was so happy. I said, isn't that a great title? And he wrote me back and he goes, that's a terrible title. And then he explained why. So I feel I'm thrilled to be able to pass along that little tidbit to you. And that is why I always talk about being an expert. Okay. General speakers speak for whatever they can get, whenever they can get it. They'll often speak for free and to any size audience. They hope to sell product BOR, which is industry speak for back of the room after they speak, but they usually don't. General speakers hope to land that big $10,000 to $20,000 keynote gig. because they don't have any clue how their own industry works. Remember, I told you about that friend of mine who had been speaking for 10 years when I became a speaker, and she and I both thought if we had that one just kick-ass keynote that would, just really catch on and make us so popular, we thought that's what we needed to do. And that's not the case. That's not how it works. Okay. Occasionally, a general speaker will get hot. They have the right message at the right time, and maybe they get a TV show or viral video. You may recognize Larry Winget, the pit bull of personal development, which is such a great title. It really distinguishes him from all the other speakers because Larry's very aggressive and hostile, but in a really funny way on stage. He also got a TV show a few years ago on A&E Network called Big Spender, where he went in and told people to cut up their credit cards and stop spending their money. And then he was a consultant on one of the major news networks, and he just became larger than life. I think he's $25,000 as a speaker. Here's another one, Judson Lapely. One of the very first viral videos ever was The Evolution of Dance. If you haven't seen it yet, write that down, The Evolution of Dance, and watch it. There are a couple versions now. I still like the original, where he's wearing the Orange Crush t-shirt. And it's hilarious. And he had more than 1 million views. It was the first video on YouTube to have more than 1 million views. So what happens is then they get to raise their fee. They get booked a lot. I tried to book Judson a year later after the video went out. I talked to him when the video came out, and he was $3,000. And I told him, I said, honey, you are not charging enough. I'm sure I didn't call it a viral video at the time, but I said, you're hot. And you need to be charging $5,000 or $10,000. Well, a week later, after he was on the Today Show, I saw him featured on another Speakers Bureau site for $11,000, which I was not surprised. Okay. Here's the catch-22 about this, though. A bureau will want to book you once you no longer need them to. And as I just said, a year later, I tried to book Judson for one day in Las Vegas for one of my clients. He was booked from August till Christmas because he speaks at colleges. He talks about change, and life is change and adaptability, which was at the root of his viral video. But he was booked for orientation all the way through the Christmas holidays. I couldn't get him. And isn't that the irony? Once a bureau wants you, you don't need them to book you. All right, moving on. The second kind of speaker is the public speaker. Now, this is probably one of the most misunderstood job titles or types of speakers, because almost everybody who's a speaker says, I'm a public speaker, meaning they speak in public. But that is not really true. They're famous, well-known speakers. They always keynote. They may throw in a breakout, like I suggested earlier. They earn between $15,000 and $100,000 or more. And their average audience size is everybody at an event, 500 to 20,000 guests. They use the platform to educate, entertain, and motivate the audience. They are not concerned with selling anything in the back of the room because they're getting such a huge fee just to show up. Here's some examples of public speakers. Politicos. Anybody who's been in the political arena, that's Rudy Giuliani, former mayor of New York City. Former athletes like Mark Spitz, the first Olympian to win 7 gold medals. And Joe Montana, former quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Actors and actresses get to speak publicly and get a huge fee. There's J.B. Bernstein on the right with Jon Hamm, the actor, to the left. Now, J.B. is probably what you would have called an industry expert before they made the movie $1 Million Arms starring Jon Hamm, which put him into the public spotlight. He has a company. He's a sports agent, but he is now like larger than life. He's a public speaker because he had this Disney movie that was all over the world. Anyone who has a TV show, Anderson Cooper, Sean Hannity, any of those people that you see on TV, Michio Kaku, the physicist, he has a show of his own on the Science Channel, and he also does guest spots on CBS This Morning. And there's my friend Jack Canfield, who, because the Chicken Soup for the Soul series has sold more than 500 million copies, someone might not know him by name, but they certainly know Chicken Soup for the Soul. So Jack has transcended into the public speaking arena. And here we are at my most favorite, number 3, paid speakers. Who are they and what do they do? Well, a paid speaker, ironically, is happy to speak for free. They might even pay you to speak. Believe me, I've had paid speakers tell me, just book me. You can keep the fee. I will speak for free. I will make my own payday in the back of the room. Okay. They base their presentation on science and psychology. This is another game changer. Once you learn how to speak using science and psychology and speaking directly to your audience's subconscious mind, you know you're going to have a great payday. They'll split the take for the room or sales, sometimes even as much as 50-50. Here's the big nugget about this. They don't teach from the platform. They use the platform to sell what they teach. This is such a game changer. Paid speakers, examples. Tony Robbins, the #1 paid speaker. He's worth about $500 million, if not more. He makes about $400 million a year, which the next highest earning speaker was Deepak Chopra, who makes $40 million. Now get that. Tony's making $400 million. Deepak's making $40 million. But they're both making a really incredible living, hosting their own events, being, they set themselves on fire in such an amazing way. There's Brendan Burchard, who I heard Brendan last year. He said he had made 28 million the year before. He probably made 40 or 50 last year because he's just growing exponentially. You probably don't recognize Marsha Weeder. She's America's dream coach. She does amazingly well. She's in that 7-figure category. Marcy Shimoff, you already know who she is now, and Jack Canfield, because like I said, you can spend $25,000 to go spend a few days with him at his home in Maui. And that's how he's making so much money, doing these live events. And just like there's such a lesson to be had there. All right, when we talk about taking the platform, remember I told you about me and my friend, the speaker. Most speakers are general speakers trying to fit the role of public speaker. That was us. We were trying desperately to be discovered and catch on and have other meeting planners talk about us and tell everybody else how they need us. That's why you're not making any money. That's why these general speakers trying to fit the role are not making any money. They never become paid speakers because they don't even know that that category exists. How can you become a paid speaker if you don't know? Well, you can say, I want to get paid to speak, but now that you know that there's a category for paid speakers, now that you know that, of course, I can help you to become a paid speaker. Coming up next, a really super exciting bonus, so stay tuned. Plus, I have an amazing nugget from Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, that I want to share with you at the very end. So we can learn from the rich and successful every single day. Wherever you are financially today is a result of what you were doing 5 to 10 years ago. If you're going to become a wealthy speaker, you have to do what the wealthy do, which is invest in yourself. Do you know what OPM or OBM is? Usually we have everybody writing in the chat bar the answer, because we all know it. It's other people's money or other banks' money. You've heard that it takes money to make money, but it doesn't have to be your money. This is what you use the power of debt for. The difference between the rich and the poor is the rich use the power of debt to make money. They invest in things that will increase in value, things like their education, real estate, the market. These are the things that the rich use credit for. You never pay cash for a building, right? Or for a college education. You use your credit. You get loans for that. The poor, on the other hand, use their credit cards or their power of debt for instant gratification. They buy things that cost them money. These items decrease in value. This is just basic economics. Things like big screen TVs. They're not worth what you paid for them the minute you load them into your big old SUV sitting outside of Costco or Best Buy. Vehicles depreciate the minute you drive them off the lot. Technology, all kinds of technology. Isn't it aggravating? You buy like an Apple Watch and then there's the second generation or the third generation out. And now you barely got it home and it's already last year's model or the outdated model. There's something new. Jewelry is another, unless you're buying investment quality stones, jewelry is never going to be worth what you paid for it when you paid for it. And then vacations. You're paying for a vacation with interest on a credit card. That's never going to make you rich. And that's the difference between the poor and the rich. If you want to be a wealthy speaker, you have to do what the wealthy people do. So now you're asking, what if you're really talented and unique? Okay. The talent factor, earning $10,000 or more per speech, is not based on talent. It's based upon a presentation built on science and psychology. You want to speak to your audience's beliefs, paradigms, and subconscious minds. I mentioned that a few minutes ago. This is such a game changer. It helps you to sell more in the back of the room. And of course, now you have amazing products, so you can see how this is all coming together. Once I discovered how the speaking industry really works, I took my new knowledge for a test drive. I know you thought I was going to say I bought that car, right? No, I was checking it out. I was invited to speak at NAWBO, the National Association of Women Business Owners, local chapter. You always have friends who are going to ask you to speak at their organizations for free. So I spoke on the keys to financial freedom. And I spoke for free, and I spoke for a whopping 20 minutes. I sold more than $6,000 after speaking for 20 minutes. I was blown away. I drove home. I'm sure I was singing with the radio on my way home or popped in a tune, you know. I was so excited. I was like, oh my goodness, this works. And ever since then, I've tried to help other speakers understand how the industry works. Most speakers simply don't understand how really easy it is to stop speaking for free and start getting paid to speak. So why? Why do most speakers? Well, here's some proof. Most speakers think earning the big bucks for speaking is hard to do because I think the National Speakers Association says that 95% of their members earn less than $50,000 annually from speaking. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think that's a good living, at least not in this economy. And I was sharing this number with one of my speakers, and he says, I don't even think it's that many, that 5% of them are even making 50 grand or more. They thought it was more like 99% of their members are earning less than 50,000. So here they are. They offer the CSP designation, which is a very prestigious, because nobody can get there, right? There's Certified Speaking Professional designation, where you can put a CSP at the end of your name. To earn this, a speaker has to show that they have earned $50,000 a year for at least 5 of the last 10 years. So that leaves out industry experts and many other amazing, great speakers who don't earn exclusively from speaking, and most every general speaker that's out there today. And I think that's why, you know, most people find the NSA, they find their way to a meeting by default because they're speakers. So they go either to Toastmasters or NSA, the National Speakers Association, and then they all go there and they try to learn how to do their job and get paid. But you know, I did this. I went for years. I went to the big national event, and that's where I learned this horrifying number that only fewer than 5% of their members, let me say it that way, fewer than 5% of their members earn more than 50,000 annually. I can tell you it doesn't take a lot of people to earn a lot of money. You can go to your local Hampton Inn or La Quinta or any business hotel that has a meeting room, especially their business hotels. So they're really busy during the week. You can book them on a weekend for about $200 for a meeting room. Maybe where you are, it's a little bit more, but you can do those. So to get started, you just decide you're going to become a paid speaker. Stop relying on fee-based gigs. Build proper credibility through the right products, marketing, promotion, videos, and publicity. Remember, I can no longer book a speaker without a demo video anymore. And you want to discover how to use science and psychology to assure you're going to sell more and start earning more right away every time you speak. So let me ask you, have you learned more than you thought you would so far? It's surprising to see some of how the speaking industry really works. There I am looking very surprised. Okay. I hope you found this helpful. Have you? Feel free to chime in. Say, yes, Robin, thank you. I think it's been an incredible hour. We still have, I don't know, a few minutes to go. I know I went really fast today. But I want to ask, you know, if you want to know what else you can do to further your career and really start getting paid to speak, you can type yes in the chat bar, unless you're watching this on a replay, in which case stand up and shout, yes, I'm ready to get paid to speak. Okay. I am so excited to share this with you. The Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau presents Insider Secrets, Keys to Six-Figure Speaking. This is an 8 weeks, not a year, not 6 months, not 3 years, an 8-week crash course that will change your speaking career forever and show you how to monetize your speaking career. And it includes 4 insane bonuses. I call them insane bonuses because guess what? They're crazy. Okay, insane bonus number 1. Are you ready? The Certified Convention Speaker designation from the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau, which means you can put a CCS after your name. Now, I believe any meeting planner or speakers bureau looking at you or possibly deciding between you and another speaker, you have a CCS after your name, that lends so much credibility that you have completed this course and you earned your CCS. I think it's going to be marketing gold as you go out there and set yourself on fire. Insane bonus number 2, a minimum 2-year listing on the lvcsb.com, the most elite speakers bureau in the convention capital of North America, Las Vegas. This, you saw my search engine optimization. You know how hard I work to promote the bureau. We're updating the website as we speak right now. And this is going to be just an insane listing. You'll be on my website and on my radar. There's a picture of the website right now, the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau. And you see down here in the corner, CCS, there's going to be a special page listed for certified convention speakers. I actually am going to move that over to the left side because the eye reads left to right, and I'm really going to promote my certified convention speakers as much as possible. So you would get a listing on the LVCSB on a special page dedicated to CCS designated speakers. Crazy, huh? Insane bonus number 3. Here's another game changer. I am going to share mind-blowing information from my Millionaire Speaker Bootcamp where you will discover how to use science and psychology and see how easy it is to earn $5,000, $10,000 or more in one day as a speaker. Insane. I was selling that for $2,495 as a 3-day class. This is just incredible. Insane bonus number 4, insider secrets to publishing. You're going to meet a top literary agent with insights and personal, she's very personable too, personal recommendations to help you achieve publishing success, whether or not you have a book yet. I really recommend that you have a book as a speaker to define yourself as an expert. And this literary agent is going to show you how to do it. So to recap the bonuses, mind-blowing information from my Millionaire Speaker Bootcamp. You'll see how easy it is to earn $5,000, $10,000 or more in one day as a speaker. It's a $2,495 value. You'll get insider secrets to publishing, and you'll get to meet a top literary agent with insights and recommendations to help you achieve publishing success, easily $1,000 value. Your profile will be listed on lvcsb.com for a minimum of 2 years. This is an exclusive offer you can't get from anybody else. Jaw-dropping exposure on the most elite Speakers Bureau website, which is a $1,500 value. Remember, I told you I had paid a bureau more than $700 a year to be listed. I did it for 2 years too when I was starting out. And you'll earn your CCS, Certified Convention Speaker designation, which is absolutely priceless. The program includes 7 weekly online sessions that you can take at your convenience, and you can come back. You know, hey, if you're too busy one week, do 2 the next week, or do 1 a week. If it takes you 12 weeks to finish or 6 months to finish, it's there for you at your convenience. But know that you can finish in 8 weeks if you want. You'll get 4 insane bonuses. Oh, and you can take them at 6 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock at night, whatever works for you. 4 insane bonuses, including the Millionaire Speaker Bootcamp, insider secrets to publishing, a listing on lvcsb.com, and your Certified Convention Speaker designation. You'll have direct access to me and my contact list. I will help you all I can every step of the way as you build your speaking empire. Talk to anybody who's worked with me. I'm an email away or a phone call away, and I really want to help you, which I think there's so much value in that. This course will be $4,997. But remember, I told you I had a very special offer for you. If you buy in the next 48 hours, you'll have super savings and insane bonus number 5, which I'll get to in just a minute. This is going to not be $49.97. It's going to be just $34.97. You'll save more than $1,500, And I have an easy payment plan available. It's a little bit more, but you make 3 monthly payments. So you can click buy now in the chat bar to save $1,500. Of course, if you're watching this on replay, there is no chat bar. So you want to just go to thepaidspeaker.com and click add to cart. Okay. So the paid speaker, and that'll be up on the final slide as I open the room to questions and answers. Okay. Which also won't be in the replay. All right. So, let me go back here. You can see my little mouse moving around. So it's just $34.97 if you purchase this in the next 48 hours. Insane bonus number 5. If you buy Insider Secrets in the next 48 hours, you'll receive a special one-on-one private strategy session with me, president and founder of the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau, where I will personally help you develop your topic into a killer branded keynote. I'll review your products, your manuscript, a website, your presentation, whatever you need help with, and we'll record the call so that you can go back and reference it later. This is $1,000 value. You'll get all the information that I spent tens of thousands of dollars on, and it took me almost 10 years to learn. I will answer all your professional speaker questions. I'll answer your author questions. Whatever you need help with, I'll be there for you, okay? As you earn your CCS designation, again, the link is thepaidspeaker.com, so write that down. And there are more details about what the class offers at that link. As you earn your CCS designation, you'll discover more insider secrets about the speaking industry, how to earn more every time you speak by using science and psychology in your presentations, how to get booked for paid gigs. Remember, it's a lot of doing your own events. It's also getting more paid gigs, what I call traditional gigs. The truth about publishing and the keys to building your very own 6-figure speaking empire. Guest experts include a super successful literary agent who has more than 1,000 book deals with traditional publishers. Her agency is outstanding. She has sold more than 10 books of her own, and she recently sold her 11th deal, which is a 6-figure book deal with one of the major publishers. You're going to meet an expert speaker marketer who will teach you how to get booked for traditional paid gigs, everything from what you need in a one sheet, how to contact the people who will book you with the budgets. This is an incredible segment with Gretchen. She's amazing. And you're going to be so entertained that you're not going to believe how easy this is. You're going to wonder where this was all the years you were struggling. Plus, the founder of Wisdom Robot will join us for a very special segment on product creation and income automation, which means earning high income, high perpetual income online by creating evergreen campaigns that will run for you 24/7. You don't even have to do anything with them. These will make money for you while you sleep. And it's so funny. I'm on a group in Facebook for people who have online courses. And one of the guys wrote just last week that he woke up and found out he had a $1,250 sale. Guess what he teaches? Drumming lessons on drums. That blew me away, because you would just think that would be so tactile, that would be something that would just be like you would have to be there and show them how to hold the drumsticks and everything. But I guess you can do a video online course or a webinar like this. He woke up and found out he had made money while he slept, and that is possible to do. It's easy. You can do it. I hate to keep putting myself down, but let me tell you something. If I could learn Webinar Jam and Wisdom Robot and YouTube and integrate everything together, and I edit my videos in Camtasia and iMovie, if I can do it, you can do it, okay? Plus, you'll get a CCS, Certified Convention Speaker Makeover, because I can't book you as a certified convention speaker till I know what you're doing when you're out there. So I will take the time to help you discover how to put yourself together for the greatest impact on stage. This is an absolutely comprehensive course. Someone asked me, they said, well, you didn't really talk about what we're going to cover in the course. I had the slide up, so I don't understand what part of this that attendee didn't get. But here's the thing. You'll discover how to have a great headshot, how to turn your topic into a hot topic so that it's different and it stands out. I will help you develop that, especially in the 8th live one-on-one session. I will go over, and I'm really good at ideas. I worked in advertising for 20 years. So I have tremendous ideas and great ways for you to set up your topic and your presentation as an expert. How to get testimonials. There are good testimonials and bad testimonials. That you need a responsive website design, which means most people on e-commerce now are either looking at their phone or a tablet spending money. I've done it. I've sat and picked up my phone while I'm, relaxing in the evening and ordered something right off my phone. It needs to be responsive so your website looks good no matter what device someone is looking at on which device they're looking at your website. Spit it out, Robin. Okay. An opt-in box. You need to capture everybody who visits your site. You need great products and you need a biography and more than one. And I will explain that in this course, what kind of bios you need, how specialized they need to be, how long they need to be, what you want in a bio, even an introduction, what it should say. I'll also share with you all the ways to tell the world that you are an expert, that you have arrived. This is what I talk about, setting yourself on fire, how to send a great press release. Someone asked me the other day, well, can't you just send a press release? How long would that take? And I told them, hey, it's about 2 hours to write a great press release and load it and insert hyperlinks and get the photos sized and do it right. So there's a lot to that. Vimeo, relationships, publicity, which is free advertising, which is really fun when you get free publicity. Blogs, movies, podcasts, books, a YouTube channel. Hannah Hart just got a show on the cooking channel because she had more than 1 million followers on YouTube. So, nothing is worth discounting. This is such a great opportunity today with everything being digital. I will show you dramatically different techniques for making presentations that are going to sing when you're on stage like that. See that? Let's go back. That's what your PowerPoint looks like. That's what my PowerPoints look like. Okay. So I'll show you how to do that. You'll discover the game-changing secrets of speaking directly to your audience's subconscious mind. All this and a listing on lvcsb.com. Remember, I hire speakers. Meeting planners count on me. Insider secrets, game-changing modules include everything you need to become a paid speaker. Developing your unique message and brand, how to create explosive products, how to avoid the biggest mistakes most speakers make, how to create a speaker demo video that will get you booked, the 6 elements you have to have for your speaking website, and how to determine your speaking fee and when to earn thousands. It's online. In just 8 short weeks, you'll earn your CCS and become a certified convention speaker. In just 30 days, I offer an unconditional money-back guarantee. I want to see you succeed with all my heart and soul. I really, I've heard from a few people who have started taking the course. I just launched this, and they're like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe what you put into this course. It's incredible. They're learning things. And one of my speakers that's taking the course, I've known her for a couple of years, probably since about 2010, and she has been speaking for 20 years, and she was blown away by the content in the course. So I can't wait till I get testimonials for the course, right? Once someone's done and they start making tens of thousands of dollars. So please don't wait until you've exhausted all your resources trying to figure out how to monetize your speaking career. If you start now, in as soon as 8 weeks, you can become a certified convention speaker. You'll have a listing on the lvcsb.com, and you'll know what it takes to become a 6-figure speaker. You can set yourself apart from all the other speakers vying for the same gigs between your designation and a listing on lvcsb.com, gaining status with a prestigious bureau listing in the convention capital of North America. And even more importantly, you'll finally discover how the speaking industry really works. Sign up today, and in just 8 exciting weeks, you'll understand how to get paid to speak. Space is limited. Sign up today. Whoopsie. I got ahead of myself. Sign up today. You have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Now, remember, I promised you a little nugget from Napoleon Hill. I'm going to do this really quickly because we're just over an hour now. He was hired by Andrew Carnegie to discover if there were any shared traits in the most successful captains of industry of their time. He did discover 16 characteristics, and the good news is that they were all learned, and 5 of them are so important, I want to share them with you now. The first is a burning desire. You have to really want this. It's easy, but it's, there's some work involved. And if you're not just dying to be a paid speaker, you're going to lose interest and fade away. You really have to have that desire to monetize your message. You need specialized knowledge. What do you know that no one else knows that you can share? It takes discipline. I wrote my first book when my colleagues and friends were out playing around on Sunday. I was at my desk writing my book. It takes discipline, no getting around it. And it takes really strong associations. I try to be the strongest collaborator that you could ever have and help you all I can. It does take strong associations. The really successful people are successful with their other people too. And it takes decisiveness. You have to know how to make a decision. I find the more I know this, I get so frustrated with people who can't make a decision, because the really successful people know how to pull the trigger. And once they do, they're good to go. If you ever have trouble making a decision, just ask yourself these two questions. Will this decision move me closer to my dreams? And is this decision in harmony with what I'm doing? If the answer is yes, you have your decision. Move forward quickly, okay? Last slide, predicting the future. Out of every 100 people, only 10 will go on to reach their dreams and gain financial independence. The good news is it could be any one of those 100 people. No, it has nothing to do with their socioeconomic background, demographics, any of that. It could be any one of those 100 people that goes on to reach financial independence. So ask yourself, are you ready to be one of the 10% who will commit to yourself and your speaking career today? This is your chance to change your future forever. I hope you will join me for Insider Secrets. And here, we're going to break away now and do Q&A live on camera, but that's not going to show in the recorded version. So make sure you write this down, the paid speaker, to sign up now. We'll have the discounted rate up there for you of just $34.97 for this $5,000 course. Just $34.97. If you want to make, you can do 3 payments of about $12.47 each. I think it comes to $37.50 or $34.97 all at once. I would love to help you. I love meeting speakers and working with them and helping them to find the very best way to share their message. So I look forward to helping you as soon as possible. Remember, 8 short weeks and you've got your CCS and the information that's going to blow your mind so you can start earning thousands every time you speak. I look forward to helping you. I look forward to that very much.